got to get a hold of them, though. If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them. And that's what we got to be. That's who we have to be. Because that's our domain. That is our domain. Because we'll tread water as long as it takes to fucking bury you.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Nothing But the Smoke. I am Brian Beast Driller the Thriller. We have Uncle Rumble and special guest Smokin' Jeremy B. What's going on, fellas? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Let's groove.
Hey, I like the nod to Hitchcock there, Beast Driller. Hey, shout out
yeah.
to you, man.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah,
I got that from one of my buddies at my other production place, but you know, he does that to me all the time when we leave after our little sessions and stuff like that. He'd be like, "Good evening." I'm like, okay, I'll work that in. I'll work that in. So today we will be talking about exclusively roster cuts and final roster spots of your Detroit Lions. And we're starting today with how you guys feel about your roster cuts. Just give me some general thoughts, some subjective feelings about the whole situation. Any surprises for you guys?
Ukwu and Betts were surprises for me. Comiskey got hurt, couldn't play the whole off season. I was thinking he was going to be on the IR, but well before now. And for them to make him an active guy and let either one of those guys walk out the building, I think is a huge mistake. Houston, yes, he had a great play at the end of the third preseason game. But my God, I was watching him be awful at camp. Awful. I'm talking he couldn't beat Dan Skipper. We're talking about a guy that beat everybody his rookie year, and he couldn't beat Dan Skipper. Dan Skipper manhandled him, ragdolled him, because he tried to bull rush a 6'8", 350-pound man. What's wrong with you when you're 6'1" and 240?
Me, I'm not surprised by. Go ahead. Sorry.
Other than that, the only one that kind of surprised me, and it wasn't due to his play, it was because of the fact he was a vet in the room, and I thought he'd make it just off of that. Plus, he had a special teams value in the wide receiver room, was DPJ. I kind of was surprised by that we only went with 4 out of all those guys. I understand Isaiah Williams made it. I said he was making it, so that wasn't a surprise to me. Parker Hess making it in tight end room made me happy. Seeing Shane Zylstra not. I thought we were going to carry 4. But now that you see we got 4 running backs and 10 offensive linemen, I get why they only kept 3. And I do think they kept the best 3. Laporta, Brock Wright, and Parker Hess. Other than that, no surprises other than Kendall Vildor actually making the roster. I don't think we need 6 corners. Get rid of that bum.
Leave my boy alone.
Yeah, my
Other
only
than that, I'm good.
Yeah, my only surprise again was to Jeremy's point. DPJ, man, I've been riding him and I've been high on him. Pause. I just felt like he could have brought a different dynamic here because we weren't going to be leaning on him as heavy as they were leaning on him in Cleveland. We just wanted a big body out there to kind of, maybe even just take up some of the, opposition safeties or corner help from some of these other guys. But again, he was one of those guys who, special teams, he did it all when he was in Cleveland. But I'm content with the cuts. Again, I'm slowly, learning to kind of believe in Brad Holmes and you know, this coaching staff. So if they feel like they got the right guys in the mix, I'm gonna take their word for it until they prove me wrong. But yeah, I think you know, some of the rookies really impressed me. Sione Vaki, obviously, that was one of the guys. Again, that's another guy who's going to be used. He's going to get some meaningful reps this year, some meaningful snaps. And I think that just adds another wrinkle to Ben Johnson, because this kid is like you know, he invites contact, and it's hard to bring him down. You know what I mean? He's not like a frail player, man. He's very, you know, you're going to know you played against that kid. But yeah, other than that, I'm kind of with Jeremy B as far as Vildor. I'm glad he's here, but you know, at what role? What role is he going to be? Is he going to be just strictly, you know, slot corner? Is he going to be backing up those guys a slot? Because we know how he is on the outside, and Lord forbid if we see that again. So
it was one play. Come on, get off of him for one play.
Hey,
I forgave him. He was a good
but
cornerback all the way up to that point. He was handling, man. You got to look at it like this. This dude was a backup corner. Okay,
it was Jerry Jacobs with less speed.
He had to play in a starting role because Sutton sucked. We had problems with the other cornerback position. So you got to he played within his means. He had to play. I think he did an exceptional job. I don't think he was the greatest corner in this situation, but I mean,
I hope he got
where
LASIK
he came
surgery.
from.
I hope he got LASIK surgery for his eyes, because you got to know to catch the ball, man. Cannot bounce off your face mask like that, bro.
Or
dip his hands in some stickum something. Jesus.
Or what's going on, Megan? Nice to see you, John here. Joseph, you as well.
Joseph, what up, though, man? Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, Vildor, I think he had a really good. You can't deny him. He had a great camp and a great preseason. Okay, him and Khalil. And see, Khalil is somebody I don't like. I don't like Khalil Dorsey, but they managed to keep him on here, so whatever.
I told you they were keeping him.
Yeah, I don't like Khalil Dorsey. Vildor is better than Khalil Dorsey. Okay, but my only surprise was the Zilcher one. I wasn't surprised that they kept Houston. I knew they were going to keep Houston. I knew DBJ was out the door. DBJ was garbage. He is garbage. He is nothing of what he was when he was in Cleveland. He wasn't like that last year to me either. And he played his role, but he wasn't that great to me last year either. His kickoff return things was crappy. He didn't really have really good kick returns. He wasn't used that well in the wide receiver room last year either. So it was time for him to go. Now I know that we did sign Patrick.
Tim Patrick, yeah.
Tim Patrick to the practice squad, and there you go. Smoking Jeremy B does not like that. Neither does Uncle Rubble, because he posted something bad on Facebook.
I equate signing Tim Patrick to the equivalent of signing Terrell Williams in 2021. I put the over-under at 3/4 before he's injured. Right around 38-minute mark.
Oof. Okay.
That's okay. Rough.
That's how much I like Tim Patrick. We might as well have kept Buckfeld.
Well, you know how I feel about a guy with two first names.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of, you know what I mean?
It's can't trust him.
I can't. I just can't, man. I'm. But again, if
the man gets dogged because he's injured and he's got two first names, that's damn shame, man. Come on, get the brother a break there.
If it had been Patrick's, I'd have been okay. Patrick's son,
there you go.
I could trust him.
Yeah.
But how it's Patrick, Tim Patrick, his middle name's probably Mo. I don't know.
Tim Mo Patrick.
Oh man,
you just got that one, huh?
That's messed up. But hey, you guys are not trusting the process. You're not trusting the process. Brad Holmes, trust the process. Trust the process. This is all I attribute to. We're fans speaking from without.
We trusted them when they traded for Michael Brockers. We trusted them when they traded for Trinity Benson. We trusted him when they traded for DPJ. I do not trust our free agency wide receiver acquisitions. Oh, God, help us. Jeremy Bellrick Jr. back.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you take this one, Jeremy.
I'm waiting for the take. What I can say is, out of the two that got waived today, out of our quarterbacks, I hope they bring back Jake Fromm.
Well, yeah, he got waived, so there's a potential wave he can. I don't understand why they think they're going to get Nate back, because he was cut. He wasn't waived. He was cut.
Oh, 97.1 said, "Oh, he was waived." I was like,
"No,
wait,
he
what?
was cut."
I read
cut.
he was
That's
cut.
not what the Lions organization got on their list. There, he was cut. But
And
but the Lions organization also wants him to come back in a practice squad role, and then no, you get Fromm.
Michael Neese over Jamarco Jones. Jamarco Jones had a great camp, played 2 great games at guard. That one is a little surprising to me. But I pretty much said we're probably going to run. We're running 10 guys on the offensive line with the backups. We are going to have 5 backups. The bad part is we didn't do what I wanted us to do, which was keep Duke Clemens. Because Duke Clemens did a great job all 3 games at center. And that is something, a backup center for Frank Ragnow, so you don't have to move Glasgow and upset the chemistry of the rest of the line, I thought was very, very important. By keeping 3 tackles and 1 that plays guard, I'm not as happy with that. I was hoping we'd either keep Manu or Sorsdahl, and I was leaning towards Manu because he was a 4th-round pick this year. That's the only reason why I was leaning towards Manu, and then keep Duke Clemens. Broski Bear.
What's up, Broski Bear? And RXJ, I saw you, brother.
You said keywords there. When he's healthy. The last 2 seasons, he hasn't been. He hasn't been healthy for 3 seasons now. He got hurt the very last game that last year. And granted, it was a minor injury where he only missed a half. In the year that he actually had 5 touchdown receptions. Oh, that's fucking great. 735 yards, and I think he had like a 38.
There you go.
And the views and opinions of Jeremy Bellrick Jr. do not reflect that of this channel, my channel, or me.
Or any
Jeremy.
channel. What do you think? What do you think he's going to go to the Packers? Get the hell out of here. Packers wouldn't sign him.
I already offered him up to Minnesota fans because I said, hey, it'd be no worse than having Sam Darnold start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
I went mean on it.
Let's see what we got here. RX.
I'm not happy Betts is gone, though. I am not happy at all Betts is gone.
I don't like the fact that, well, the guys that were like the ones that you mentioned, Clemens, Ukwu, those guys were waived. So they have a chance to be making it on a practice squad. And the people that were released. And I was kind of surprised they let Pico go. I was really kind of surprised at that. That was another one that surprised me. They let Pico go because he was playing a pretty good. He was having a good training camp too, and he was the backup defensive tackle. So I don't know, man. That's
I
weird.
think it's just the versatility of some of these guys on that O line, especially. I mean, it's somebody like Glasgow is a much needed, not only veteran presence, but he can play multiple positions. He can even be an unfilled coach for some of these guys. I'm with Jeremy B about oh my gosh, I can't. I'm drawing a blank with the O-line.
Which one?
Mahogany?
Cole? Oh, Christian Mahogany? That's because he's on the NFI. The NFI means he can come back after 4 weeks.
So if there's something with in regards to that, maybe they feel like he can play multiple positions. Maybe they feel like he's a good fit for
Mahogany, because they literally said he's only a right guard. That's why he fell in the draft. He has no versatility whatsoever. He can only play right guard. He can't play center. He doesn't have the lateral agility to protect in both directions for a center. He also has a natural body lean. Everybody can say it's fake, but it's not fake. He has one leg shorter than the other, which makes him lean the right way. So he's a perfect right guard.
Gotcha. Okay.
And while he was at Boston College, he had a season and a half without giving up a sack. He basically pulled the Jonah Jackson thing. So I'm fine with him. And I know he's going to get activated eventually. Comiskey's going to go to that means we got 3 spots left, because I added it up. We got 50 people on the roster.
Well, we'll have, if the Patrick thing works out, it'll be 51. So
well, they signed him to the practice squad already. So
yeah.
Technically you can't count him to the 53.
Well, that's true, but they will be bringing him up as soon as he gets his
Broski
reps.
Bear, I'm going to refute that and say we signed Terrell Williams back in 2021. That was our first one-legged wide receiver. And if you want to go back further than that, you could say it was Jermaine Crowell after he broke his leg the one year. He was peg leg Crowell the rest of the time after.
Broski said he only has one leg. Oh, man. Tim Patrick, 2 first names, 1 leg. Oh, my gosh.
And he blew out an ACL, and then it was an Achilles on the opposite leg. It wasn't 2 ACLs.
Making him look like a bruised banana. Damn.
No, man. It just keeps getting better and better.
Matt Henry joining in the chat. Thank you, Matt. We got the Bears fans coming out the woodwork on the Kneecap Biting channel tonight.
What's going on, Matt? Bear down.
Bear. What's up, guys? We appreciate the love, man. Welcome to the den, man.
Oh, yeah. They know we pick because we're having fun.
Oh, yeah. We always have fun. Oh, that's what we got.
But
here.
wait, Broski Bear, you say that we're not going to win with injured players. We had 19 injured during the 2022 season when we won 9 games. We still had 11 on the IR last year when we won 12. So don't say you can't win with injured players. How are we doing, fellas? We're good. And
we are.
Coaching continuity is the main reason why the Lions will still be relevant this year. We're the only team in the North that kept both defensive and offensive coordinators, our head coach, and our GM. Everybody else switched somebody. Everybody else switched somebody or switched their schemes. Mm-hmm. And as much, like an offensive scheme, even though you got a new QB and a new OC and all these new shiny weapons, you pretty much still have the same O-line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They're slightly better than what you had last year. And go look at the PFF rankings for offensive linemen, because they're actually very good on their offensive lineman rankings. Those guys only ranked anywhere from 2 to 5 spots above the guys you got rid of.
Minnesota changed their offensive head coach, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's Green because KOC calls the offense. That basically that's just getting a glorified either running back or quarterbacks coach there in Minnesota.
And then Green Bay changed their defensive coordinator. Chicago changed their offensive coordinator as well, didn't they?
I'm not talking about the defense there, Broski Bear. I'm talking about your offense. Shane Waldron was the offensive coordinator for 4 years there in Seattle. 2 years ago, they resurrected the career of Geno Smith with Dave Canales as their QB coach.
No, we didn't have. First of all, we were ranked number 2 in the run. What we were bad at was pass defense. We hopefully fixed that with the additions that we made in the offseason. I'm not gonna throw AG under the bus until he doesn't work with that. If he doesn't work with that, then we got problems with AG. So
this is no excuses here. I've said that 100 times, and I'm not going to back down from it.
Right.
We've done enough finally defensively that he should do better. If he doesn't do better, guess what? See ya.
Right. Right. That's what we need to do. Trust Brad. That's what we got to do, RX. We got to trust Brad. This is the reason why a lot of these cuts that they made today didn't surprise me, because I know how they operate to a point. You know, like I said, there's only a couple that really kind of got me. Was that the Zelstra one, because I really thought he had a good preseason, a good training camp. And then Pico. And like I said, Pico had a really good training camp. I mean, I ain't saying really good, but he had a fair enough to play that backup role for a defensive tackle. So I don't know what they saw or what they felt like in those two positions. So, but I am glad Hess is on the roster. I am glad Hess is on the roster.
Don Burr, I appreciate that, but at the same time, you have to say that defense came alive versus Detroit too.
Mm-hmm.
That was because they got Montez Sweat.
Yeah, you got a couple allies up in here, broski.
We can trust Brad. Well, being critical, that's A-okay.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're going to go back and forth. And I love it. You guys go ahead and go back and forth. Mm-hmm. All I know is that defense.
Burr, welcome, man.
Yeah.
That defense was tearing our little booty holes up for 3 straight quarters in the first game. But where they made their mistake was on offense. They stopped running the ball, became a pass-happy team in that fourth quarter, and the Lions took advantage of it.
Yeah, I really think if Chicago – I think the thing about Chicago is, you know, they're giving all this praise to Caleb Williams. I mean, we still got to see what he does on the field. But the biggest killer of the Lions was Justin Fields. We can never stop running quarterbacks, and Justin Fields is just dynamic at it. And obviously, we couldn't do nothing against Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, the only reason why I believe that they beat us like they did is because they had a better team around them. If Chicago had that same team around them, we would have got pummeled by Chicago too. Running quarterbacks give us, and this is where AJ comes in, or AG comes in. He needs to do what he needs to do and stop. No spies on quarterbacks ever.
Exactly. Yeah. And those guys they're never looking at the ball. They just assume that they're going to throw it, these running QBs, and they turn their back to guard their guy. And it's like, that's the cardinal rule, man. You got to keep your eyes on the ball. So if you're 20 yards down the field and that ball's not being thrown, you cannot let the quarterback just run like that, man. It's unfortunate that these are the things that are still crippling us as this team. I get it, we're young, but that secondary, man, there should be a drill to look at the ball, to snap your head around and look at the ball. Because I felt like we left some turnovers out there last year too because of that reason. Right. It's something people forget, man. I mean, it's so trivial to just, you hear it all the time. Turn around, look at the ball, look at the ball, look at the ball. And it's like,
I'm going to back Don Burr on that one up. But not only does Sweat go missing versus the Packers, the whole entire Bears team disappears versus the Packers. They haven't beat them in so long. They make us look good versus the Packers.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on between the Packers and the Bears in that form. The Packers is own y'all. I don't understand that whole situation. Now you've had not very good teams as Chicago goes, so I can understand a part way. But if we're a team that's in depth and we're having problems with you guys, I don't know. Maybe it's an intangible difference. A Green Bay.
You say intangible. I say Tim Patrick. That's what it is.
Aaron, one tornado down, power's back on. All right, PC Payload.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Was last year.
I ain't talking about us. I said you guys versus the Packers.
All right, PC.
Amen, Don Burr. They're 4-26 in the last 15 years.
Yeah, that's terrible. They got to do something about that. And maybe Caleb is the truth. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to say nothing until I see him out there. I got to see it. If they don't come out against Tennessee on fire and Caleb doesn't throw for a whole bunch of yards, because I'm sorry. Everybody hyped him up. He don't come out there and have at least a 300-yard passing game. He ain't doing nothing for me. Period. Because you hyped him up. Everybody did. The NFL, the fans of Chicago. You know, everybody. Yeah, wow.
Well, he was signed to the practice squad. So money-wise, it isn't shit. Because all the practice squad guys get less than 1.5.
Yeah, he probably did sign him to approve it there. I wouldn't put it past him to do that. Yeah, he probably did.
Well, he better be able to run routes. He better be able to catch. You know, I don't care about him blocking per se, but if you can't do those two things, I don't want you on this team. Point blank, period.
See, broski, you take everything too personally, man. We were just talking about the Bears and their problems, okay? Don't worry about what the Lions are doing. That's the problem with y'all. That's why you can, yeah. And he's 3-1 against it. Thank you. The Broski wants to come in here and talk about the Bears like they were.
And I'm gonna. Okay.
What happened? Where did Chicago finish last year in the division?
I believe it was
we
below
handed
the
the keys
basement.
to the basement over.
Yeah, it was below the basement. I think it was below the basement.
I was being sarcastic when I was making that question.
Up under there with all the fossils and
yeah, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
Matt Henry's been very realistic. He said he's got to prove it in an actual NFL game. And nobody's going to write him off if he doesn't throw for 300 yards in his first game. He's saying somewhere in the season, he has to throw a 300-yard game. Remember, it took Justin Fields 3 years to throw a 300-yard game. 3 years.
Okay. And you sound like a damn Packers fan. You get one win, and you brag about that one win, but the Packers finished 9-8. Chicago didn't even finish last in the damn division. What's the point? We won the division.
But I will give them credit for one thing. They only got last by 15 points to Minnesota, who had the same win total.
Yes, well.
Yikes.
That probably will switch this year.
Yeah, I guarantee it. I don't. In time, I do believe that. But to say he's going to be better right out the box, I don't care who the weapons are. I got some moldy cheese in my fridge if you want to make a hat, JB. All right, cool. I'll make that and wear it for the FTP segment.
You just want to switch gears, PC, and talk about Green Bay Packers. That's what you want to do. You know Jeremy's show. He's got FTP. That's what we got here too. And we got FTB and FTV. So
yes,
we got all and fuck the rest of the NFC North. How about that?
There you go.
And I'm okay with the past history. What is it lately? What is it lately?
You go into history. I love how history it benefits you. You use history to benefit you, but you ain't been nothing in the last 3 years.
All I know is at least Detroit can develop a quarterback to set the Chicago Bears passing yardage record.
You got to remember something too, Broski Bear. We were kicking your asses when Stafford was here. We won like 6 games in a row with Stafford here. And that was a bum-ass Lions. Those are bum-ass Lions teams. So I don't want to hear nothing about all that. I'm not bringing up history.
Yes, Sid Luckman was a good QB, to be fair. But what about that guy in 1950? That's a record that Bears fans want to forget. 8 interceptions in one game.
One game.
Jim Hardy.
One game. You get a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick.
You want to know what's funny? He only threw 15 passes in that game.
Hey, JB.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's the most prolific passer in Chicago Bears history?
Eric Kramer. 3,865 yards, 29 touchdowns.
Hey, did Eric Kramer was in a playoff game with the Lions in 1991? Wasn't he on the Lions?
Yeah, he won that playoff game.
Yeah, he sure the hell did. Right. It's their turn. Somebody's got to take a turn on that carousel.
Everything
There you
happens
go.
in threes in the NFC North, if you remember right. In the 90s, for 3 straight years, the Lions were really good. The next team that got really good was the Packers. But if you think about it, they really didn't have that great of a time with Brett Favre. They should have had
They did it.
more. Jay Cutler couldn't beat Eric Kramer's passing record. It's still on your record as the most passing yards in Bears history.
And there's another
And
reference
my
to a
nickname-
smoking Jay Cutler.
Oh, no.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
That's the gay butler.
Well, Chicago's got a lot of, gay things going on there, huh?
Yeah. They paint their
Yeah, I'm
nails.
talking in a single season. Yes, in a single season, Eric Kramer still has the record for most passing yards in a season for the Chicago Bears. I don't think he's done yet either. We're going to be bringing some guys back. Once they put John Kaminsky onto the IR, we're going to have 4 roster spots open. You're talking about Jay Cutler like he was porn star Jimmy. Don't forget, he was married. He wasn't hitting any girls' butts then.
But he sure was smoking. Smoking
Vanderbilt Commodore. He had that all night long.
Wasn't he on the sideline? Who was it that took him to the Super Bowl? Was it Jay Cutler?
No,
Sexy Rexy. It was Sexy Rexy, right?
Yep.
When he sat there on the stationary bike smoking a cigarette the second half because he was tired of getting his ass whooped.
Mm-hmm. Sexy Rex. Boy, I tell you, Chicago has some hell of a quarterbacks.
I just think it's funny that Mitch Trubisky is still the only active quarterback since 2017 to never throw a pick six, and the Bears let him walk out of the building.
Yeah, that's the Bears for you. That's the Bears. That's the Bears franchise for you.
That's the only.
And I'm saying that. Don't get offended because the Lions have been through that.
Okay? Yes, we have. We have.
Yep.
But at the same time, you can't say that the Rams halfway through that season didn't buy that Super Bowl. They didn't just trade for Matt Stafford and it happened. They added Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, and OBJ at midseason point to overcome Matt Stafford's pick sixes.
But he still threw a hell of a lot of touchdowns, though.
Oh, yeah. Trubisky sucks. He might now because you guys ruined him by getting rid of him when he had a winning record that year.
What's up, Ralphie boy?
Williams.
Ralphie, baby.
You guys had to trade up to 12 to get Fields. Remember that?
Yeah, that's a way.
He's like, oh, my God. And you took him over Pat Mahomes.
Oh, man.
Dummies. Might have been the best thing that ever happened to Pat Mahomes, though.
Right. Because they might have crushed his career in Chicago. Because they do that to all quarterbacks.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's where.
Yeah. Draft a quarterback, that's where you go there to be blah.
Yeah.
Let's see. That first year after they drafted Justin Fields, didn't they have Andy Dalton?
Yep.
They went and drafted
the beige water pistol.
Yeah.
To make the transition easier. Yeah.
The Red River rifle. I didn't call him that now.
It doesn't matter. He's on. We signed him to the practice squad, is what it says. So that means he's not even on the active roster.
I'm hoping he doesn't even play. I'm
hoping that we sign 2 more so we don't even have to see him.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
He's there for injury depth late in the season.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't agree with them signing somebody like we had Mosley injury. We had freaking my gosh, we sent him back to Philly. He was injured. Like
John
these guys,
Robinson.
We bring in and we pay for production, and they give us nothing. It's like I'm cool, man. Don't be taking up no roster spots on my team, man. We need every playmaker we can get. I'm over.
Yes, 100%. John Robinson is the guy on Detroit Lions on the Prowl that coined my nickname
Nice.
as a
Nice.
fan.
Tip the cap to you, John. There you go, buddy.
All right, there you go.
Because, like I said, you saw me back then, Lions Rumble, when I'd be sitting outside that A1 tire shop on my lunch break, smoking cigarettes faster than most people could get a question out.
Yeah. It's like
those were the days,
man.
Yeah, but we've I think some of the cuts today were warranted. I'm like I said, we all agree that there was some cuts that we didn't expect.
James Burgess, don't be upset. We kept an injured guy instead of throwing him on the injured reserves over Uku too. We kept Kaminsky.
Yeah. What's up, James?
JB, what's up, man? Yeah, I think Houston though we've seen him shine last year. To be fair, I mean everybody talked about his bend. You know what I mean? Everybody talks about his athleticism. And again, they did have him at linebacker, correct? And then they moved him back to the end,
defensive end.
So I mean,
he's a one-trick pony. They try to make him a two-trick pony, but he's only a one-trick pony. And they say his speed is what gets him around the corner. And I'm with Jeremy on this. I do not like Houston. I think he's digressed over the years that he's been on the team. I think there's better players on the team. That's why he's looking like a scummy guy right now.
How many more years on his contract do we owe? One. I mean,
next year. That's it. But I understand but at the same time, when I went to camp and I watched Houston, he had no bend. He had no get off. He had no lateral agility. He had no change of direction skills.
Oh, man.
He's trying to do a bull rush thing. And the only reason why he got a sack was he was up against the third stringer. I don't care what anybody says. People can say that doesn't mean anything, but it is.
No, that means quite a bit. Yeah. I would hope he added more moves to his repertoire. I would hope he was, pick up something from some of these guys, man. So hopefully, him and Pascal.
Joseph, I understand the one-trick pony is sacks, but you have to have a consistency of doing that. And he doesn't have a consistency of doing that. Yeah, he had a sack in the last preseason game, but he was in that game before the reserves came in, and he didn't do nothing. Okay. Well, as soon as the reserves came in there, he was, he came in there like Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it.
Whereas Betts had a sack on Fields on third down that was negated by a Stephen Gilmore defensive holding.
Yeah,
which is why Stephen Gilmore isn't on the team.
That guy too, man. That's another guy who, again, disappointed me, man. I mean, sometimes the name precedes people, not him. I mean, he got beat like
when he first got here last year, he was good. He just, I don't know. It was the fact that he was so far in the depth charts, maybe in training camp and maybe when they were practicing or in between the season when they were playing games, he was just starting.
No, there were times I forgot he was even on this team.
And I don't understand that because usually if you think Stephen Gilmore's brother would help him out in certain areas like that because they're both corners, damn, bro, can you help me out with this or can you help me out with that? Obviously, there might not have been that going on, and he just he just disappointed me.
Joseph Austin, his numbers from 2 years ago before he broke his ankle and had to have it pinned together, yes, they were impressive. I'm talking about what I've seen this year after the recovery of that injury. It isn't good. I know he said it exactly right without tires from Brandon's. I know.
That's awesome.
And so we're not talking about what he did 2 years ago. We're talking about what he can do right now. And I don't see what he can do right now.
You guys forget this is a what can you do for me lately kind of league. This is not what you did for me 2 years ago. And I understand why these guys don't like Patrick. Tim Patrick, because of what happened. You know, you're basing something that happened just before he got injured, and that's not really nothing to go on. And he had a good preseason.
And he's got two first names.
He couldn't have had that good a preseason. Broncos didn't keep him.
No, he got replaced by Reynolds. That's what they brought Reynolds in for.
Well, Reynolds got paid. But
this to me was the biggest like money laundering scheme ever, man. Yeah, Reynolds got paid, but they shooed that guy out, man, and we picked him up. So I don't know, man. I think like you guys said, I think that was like one of them under the table deals.
Right. But, James Burgess, we kept Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, and Parker Hess. Everybody else has been waived.
Adios.
I think Zylstra and Mitchell were the ones that got waived, and the other two got cut. Is that correct?
Right.
Mitchell, yeah, about time for him because he really hasn't, he really hasn't done anything either, man.
Houston can hold my beer, and Sheila can pay me.
McKeon got released, so he's out.
Yep.
And let's see.
And Mitchell
the rest of them have been waived.
Right.
Yeah, they got waived, so there's a chance that they can bring them back on the practice squad. Anyway, if nobody picks them up, obviously.
Right.
But the ones that got McKeon was the only one that got released.
Okay. I thought there was 4 of them that got let go. I thought we had 7 on the roster. But we must have got rid of one earlier. Yep.
And all those guys can block too. Yeah, tight end.
Yeah, I would definitely send Z. I don't know why they got rid of Z. I don't understand that one.
Yeah, he had what, 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown this preseason? Plus everything he was doing in camp.
Blocking, yeah, and he's a good blocker. He was like that last year. So, we didn't expect that
everybody
much from
says
last year.
Brock Wright was the red zone target back in after we traded Hawkinson. No, that was Shane Zylstra. He led the tight end room in red zone touchdowns at 4.
He had 3 touchdowns in the Carolina game last year.
Oh, yes. We kept Isaiah Williams. We kept the 3 I said I knew were sure, and Isaiah Williams, and that's it. So that's why I know we have 3 more spots on this roster. We're not done at wide receiver.
Yep. Oh, no, Isaiah.
I don't think we are either. I think, like you guys said, one of those veterans are going to get cut. They still have cuts coming out, correct? We still have
cuts are done.
No, everything is done for 4 o'clock as of 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today.
I would like to see us take a run at somebody like Noah Brown, John Mechie, Terrence Marshall Jr., any of those guys over Tim Patrick.
And to what just Smoking B was saying, he was talking about the fact that we do have a couple of spots still open on our roster, so we could, Brad Holmes is one of those guys that can do something with nothing. So we'll see what happens.
Yep, the 4 we kept was Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Khalif Raymond, and Isaiah Williams. Yes, I didn't understand that either.
Yeah, that was just a waste of time to me.
Yeah, Ertz. Yeah, I know.
Ertz was brought in because they thought that Laporta wasn't going to be able to play after the hyperextended knee. And evidently, Broderick can't. And at 330 pounds, I wouldn't want him to play on a hyperextended knee because the chance of injury is... his last full season was 2021. He had a fully torn ACL in 2022. In 2023, he ruptured his Achilles tendon and had to have it sewn together. The guy is Terrell Williams 2.0 on this roster. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, he's
the only thing he's missing is the concussions.
He's Emmanuel Mosley receiver style.
Yeah, I don't understand why you pick that guy up. He's such a risk. Wide receiver's job are his legs. And he's had 2 major surgeries on his legs. Like, what do we do? What are we talking about here, man? Like, why are we even? I don't know why we brought him in, man. Brad Holmes, that baffles me, man. I don't know, man. I'm baffled.
And the one thing B and I did agree on completely was the running back room. We knew we were only keeping 4, and we knew it was going to be David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, and Sion Vaki. I'm not saying that's even the order. The bottom 2 can switch. We don't know.
Right. No, that's a solid running back room.
James Burns
is solid running back room.
A winged bird.
winged
Yep,
bird
you're right,
project?
PC. That's what they do. They like
man.
them taking them projects.
That's a great comment. I'm sorry. A bunch of scar tissue with a set of good hands attached. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Well, I just like to say we just got to wait and see about that whole situation. I mean, and you still got the first
3
game
spots.
is not for we still got 3 spots,
2 weeks,
2 kind of, and we have 2 weeks almost to regular season time. So, I mean, anything can happen. Then I expect Brad Holmes to do something in between that time. I'm sure this the Patrick signing is just a little bit of the iceberg. I'm sure he's got a whole bunch planned more. So
the Patrick signing isn't as bad as everybody's making it out to be.
It's not,
because he was signed to the practice squad, which automatically is the league minimum. So it doesn't even count against the top 51. And we have 3 spots left on the roster. John Comiskey is going to go to the IR for long term because he's hurt. He's not just nicked up. He's hurt. Mm-hmm. You know why they kept him? Everybody says, oh, it clears cap. They never updated when he restructured his contract on any of those websites. So it actually doesn't clear cap anymore. It would cost you cap for him to get rid of him. It's cheaper to put him on the IR and pay him half his money and call it good.
Yeah. And it's not like it's not like we're replacing a starting wide receiver. I mean, look at it. He's a depth receiver. He's not going to be.
I know why we signed him to the practice squad now. Because Denver's still paying him $9.5 million this year. That's why.
See, told you. Did them a favor.
No, they are on the hook for 9.5 guaranteed this year. They don't get out of that unless we're eating that contract, and we didn't trade for him, so we're not eating it. We signed him to the practice squad, which is the league minimum. That means we're getting him for under $1.5 million, guys.
For the year.
For the year.
Okay.
And he's going to end up making $10 million this year no matter what.
Regardless. Exactly. Wow. Okay.
He goes, oh, shit. So this is the Davenport deal.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Right.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
well, I hope he.
I can't argue with what Brad Holmes did. I can't. I mean,
no, I can't no more either.
The guy's really if he works out, he works out. If he don't, what the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It doesn't make a difference.
League minimum.
Let his ass go. League minimum. Right. Let his ass go to next year. So what? And like I said, the only thing about that is the fact that Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell and Sean Payton, they have history. So that's probably the reason why that deal was made immediately. They probably have deals in works with other receivers like Jeremy Watts, Noah Brown, or Michi, any one of those guys. They probably had, but that was the most easiest thing to do at the moment.
Brett Peterson, Brad's a damn wizard. He will take your wallet and make you buy it back.
He reminds me of Kevin Costner on draft day.
Oh, man.
Pancake eating son of a bitch.
I know what happened when Brad Holmes moved here. He moved into the same neighborhood as Joe Dumars and hit his garage sale and bought that trade talisman he used to use prior to 2004.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't think Joe Dumars still had it because he wasn't using it after a certain point.
No, because we got rid of him after he drafted Darko.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Brad says bad motherfucker on it. I love it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. The chat.
So I got some just to go over our roster, our newly looked roster. So our quarterbacks, I love the fact that everybody was so oh, and Nate's going to be the number 2 because he didn't play in a preseason game, so that was going to be the no. I keep trying to tell you that's not how it works here. It does not work that way. I told you, Hendon Hooker was the better. What took the cake for me and probably for the coaching staff to get rid of Nate Sudfeld was the fact that Jake Fromm came in here. Jake from State Farm came in here and had a nearly flawless fourth quarter. And the dude only was here for like a week and learned that book. And he played way in the hell better than Nate Sudfeld.
Right.
Ever played in any of the preseason games. Come on now. When they saw that, they were like, yeah, we will not be able to get away with this one this time, Nate. I don't care what photos you got of my mom or my girlfriend. You got to go, buddy.
Oh, PC payload. I love it. Brad Holmes is the dude you give $6 to buy you some Cool Ranch Doritos, and he comes back with Meyer brand nacho chips and your change. I want a name brand, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez, let it go. We still got 3 roster spots open there, Broski Bear.
I like the offense right now.
Worry about the next shade of Caleb Williams' fingernails, okay? Anyway. Running back.
Sponsored by L'Oreal yet?
Yes, he is. He sure the hell is.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Sure the hell is.
Yeah.
Our running backs, and I have to admit, same thing. We got one of the deepest running back cores in the league, I feel. Even with getting rid of the 3 that we got rid of, we still have the deepest running back core. And they all bring something different to the table, but they bring the same essence. So, yeah. Wide receivers, I'm so glad Isaiah Williams. I said that at the beginning of preseason that Isaiah was going to be the man.
Detroit keeps an Isaiah, a player named Isaiah in the city. Isaiah. I don't care if it's Thomas. I don't care if it's freaking Isaiah Williams. Who was the other Isaiah that played for us on the oh my gosh.
Wasn't there an Isaiah on the Tigers?
We had Isaiah Stewart, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, Isaiah Stewart. Yep.
Yeah, man, they keep an Isaiah in the city, man. That's crazy.
Jake from State or Agricultural outplayed Pudfeld enough to make the Lions do the right thing. Thank you.
Right. You just got to bring in a quarterback that knows how to play the game. The Sudfeld, with all that experience he has, I was tired of them making excuses for him. Oh, he knows the playbook. Well, he's not doing it on the field. Well, I mean, I don't understand what you're looking at that we're not looking at. I mean, I know I'm a fan. I got coaching experience, but damn, really? Come on, man.
I got one for you. I know why Nate Sudfeld was released and not waived. Brad and Dan found that thumb drive in his locker.
Yup. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no. We got this. We got this. We got this. You got to go. But no, you got to go. The tight ends, Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, and Parker Hess. Parker Hess is I think he's gonna do well this year. I mean, he's got Sam Laporta potty, and that's his Iowa teammate.
Yep.
So I mean, hell,
that was smart, man.
That was smart. That's a good, That's what you want to do. Pair teammates together that are good.
Absolutely.
Parker Hess is not a bad tight end either at all.
Put it this way: that last year in Iowa, when Sam Laporta had 9 of their total 12 touchdowns in receiving room that year, he had 2 of them. Parker Hess. Sudfeld needs to be a coach. He might be smart. He might be wise. He can't play on Sunday. Yes, that's true.
He can't coach either.
He might be able to coach. That's just it.
Only way he coaches is on Southwest Airlines.
That's if he flies, coach. There you go. Our offensive line is Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, Kevin Zettler, Dan Skipper, Colby Swordstall, Giovanni Manu, which is good, Coyote Awasika, and Michael Neese.
Solid.
Sudge probably throws an interception with his USB stick too.
That's how they got it. He tried to throw it across to another player that was going to try to blackmail the Lions, and it got intercepted by Dan Campbell. There you go. So this is a solid group. What do you guys say about this offensive line?
Solid group, man. They got some youth in there. I'm okay with that. I like it.
Like I said, the only one that I didn't want on there was Michael Neese. I wanted Duke Clemens. Other than that, I'm good.
Michael Neese actually had a very good training camp and a good preseason too. He was solid. He came in there with the ones when Zettler was out. So during the training camp version. So he
but
played.
What I liked was Duke Clemens kept Chris Jones out of the backfield. Say what you want. He kept Chris Jones out of the backfield when the starters were playing.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
Keto asked how many UDFAs made the team. 3. Let's see. Isaiah Williams.
Yep.
Michael Neese was a UDFA. Technically, Awasika is a holdover UDFA.
Yeah.
Did we keep anybody in the linebacker room that was a UDFA?
We'll see. I think we'll see coming up. We're on the D line now.
Yeah, we're on the D line right now.
Yeah, go tell that to the Chris Jones I'm talking about, James Burgess.
Chris Jones can have his moments, though. I think they're going to call him the most dominant defensive lineman now in the NFL since Aaron Donald is gone. But I don't know. Chris Jones.
That's because they haven't met. That's because they haven't met DJ Reader.
That's because they need somebody on the defensive line to be as hype as Patrick Mahomes on the offense. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. He didn't do too much. Well, he didn't play, but that's okay. We still beat him.
He held out.
Other than the bottom 2, I'm okay with this list.
I like.
Yeah, John Kaminsky and James.
I like everybody on this list. I'm okay with it.
Because if them 2 are not on the team,
you're gonna have to be okay with it now. But
you put Isaac Ukwu and Matthew Betts in there, who both had better numbers than either one of them.
Yeah, but we've had real live season game experience with those 2 guys, and what Kaminsky did, we didn't think we were going to get that from him.
You know what, Keto? No, and thank you for joining us.
Wait, what happened?
No, I don't think they should add a kicker to our roster for just in case Jake. No, you ride and die with Jake Bates now, baby. You want to do this? You ride and die with him. That's how I look at it. This is the thing that pisses me off most about this organization: kickers.
Right. No, if you bring somebody in either to the active roster or the practice squad room, it's a show of no confidence.
Exactly.
Right now, he's only missed a couple of short field goals in weird preseason situations. He hasn't been missing the long ones.
Bro, he can.
But those fall under that short field goal type of situation.
But you can't be missing short field goals, though. You can't.
I understand that.
And that's like missing an extra point, which he missed an extra point too.
The way we are now, we're only going to go for it when it's 50 plus.
That's it. Chicks dig the long ball. He's got a hell of a leg. I think sometimes.
No, it's going to be shorter than that because he obviously can't kick short field goals.
I think sometimes
which would be good anyway because that's what you want to do, right?
Yeah,
you want to go for it when you're closer to the goal line.
I'd rather go for it. Right, like you said, 2 to 5 yards away. Go for it, man. I don't trust him kicking it. But yeah, to your point, yeah, that's what we brought him in for, man.
Ooh,
the 60 yards.
Good number. Good answer there.
Kickalicious. That's a good nickname for him.
I don't like Legatron. I feel like it.
Because it's already somebody that has that already anyway. So
no, Legatron. No.
Yeah, Legatron. Somebody's already got Legatron.
Yeah, no, that don't even sound right.
Yeah,
can't have 2. If you guys were to pick on a wave player on each side of the ball to clear FA, what 2 players would you pick? Would like an answer from each of you.
Ooh, you're getting involved, PC. I
like it. I like it.
I'm gonna have to look at the free agents. I am.
Let Smoking Jeremy be the first one. because he's
one
our
of
guest.
one of three wide receivers. I've already named them all on this show. Either Noah Brown, Terrence Marshall, or John Mechie. If you're talking about a defensive end, it was my sleeper pick from the draft 2 years ago, Andre Carter, who was waived by the Minnesota Vikings. We need to bring another, let's see, what else do we need? Linebacker, right?
Linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is Andre Carter is at that size. He's like as tall as Hutch and not quite as heavy. So he could actually fill both roles. So I kind of like that. Other than that, the only ones I don't want, if they do end up cutting Robert Woods, I don't want him because he's lost a step. He's not as good as he once was. He has great hands, but he does not do enough. Another guy I don't want, and if anybody in here says they did, they lost their goddamn minds. It's Kadarius Stonehands Jabroni.
Oh, hell no.
Nah, cuz. Nah, we'll pass. We'll pass on that guy.
Drops a lot.
Yeah. Sir drops
He
a
makes
lot.
Eric Ebron look like a wide receiver.
I can't catch balls and I cannot lie.
You go. So, Rumble, who you got? Who out there that you want to? Yeah, there you go. Catch it.
I cannot. I'm going to have to go back and look at the free agents. I didn't do my homework, but I'll get back to you on that one. I apologize.
Now, I wish they'd have let Isaiah Likely go from the Ravens because I would say 100% grab him and turn him into a.
Okay, so I'm going to give you I would like a linebacker, and I would like a wide receiver. I would like two wide receivers. I would like to see two more wide receivers picked up on this team.
Yeah.
No Tony and no EQ. Yeah, I know.
That's right.
Now wait. EQ being who he is to his brother, it might fix him coming here. I don't mind that as much as Kadarius Stonehands Jabroni.
Yeah, did he get cut?
And he run blocks. If he's out there, I would take EQ St. Brown.
Yeah, did he get cut? If he got cut, I would definitely take him. That's a no-brainer.
Somebody look that up.
I'm going to go look right now. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up right now.
That would suck if he got cut because he's talking all that mess about the Lions not signing him. You know, I'm on the Saints. He always comes on the St. Brown show talking about I'm on the Saints. Blah, blah, blah. The Saints got it better.
Wow, he was named after two gods, by the way.
Yeah.
Equanimous Tristan Imhotep J. St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He has 6 motherfucking names.
6 different personalities, man.
Free agent. He is a free agent.
Now,
he got EQ cut. With his brother being here, he's 6'5", he's 214.
He ain't got that dog.
And he run blocks. That is one of the things that this team preaches about.
If he comes here, Amon St. Brown will make him get that dog out of him.
Yeah, he ain't got that dog in him, man. He needs that dog in him, man.
Emotep?
Like from the Mummy movie.
Yes, that's it.
He's like an emo. He's like the emo St. Brown. Like, I don't know, man. You got to have that dog in him, man. Yeah, I would definitely take him.
I'll take a guy who ranks as high as EQ at liking, but I ain't going 6 names deep, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder what the J stands for. They ran out of room on Wikipedia to spell it out. Jesus.
Jamonius. I don't know.
Johnson. Oh, my God.
John Holmes.
This can't be real. His birthplace is Placenta, California.
Oh, hell no.
That explains it.
I was born in Placenta. We know you were born in Placenta. No, I was born in Placenta.
He has no. He doesn't have that dog in him, man.
Right, but I'm just saying, playing with St. Brown on the same team with Amon-Ra, it might build him up into something.
It should. It certainly should. I'm all for it.
I'm sure Amon is putting his word in there for his brother, though. I would guarantee.
Yeah, after that podcast, he's probably going, "Hey, we got room. Let's put him on the practice squad. We can always call him up
on the practice squad.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
Right. I might be I might be the little brother, but I'm gonna dog his ass.
He's gonna have the cornerbacks on his ass too. Beat the shit out of him.
Right.
Yeah. He gonna. I would definitely pick him up, man.
Yeah,
That'd be a solid pickup.
For
I'd go
a
5 deep
practice
in the
squad
receiver
pickup,
room.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
For a
Hell
practice
yeah.
squad pickup, I'm all for it.
6'5"?
Just like 6'5", 214.
Yeah. Come on with it. Have him and J-Mo running routes. Come on with it.
Well, on this list. Oh, by the way, yeah, I was with JB on that as well. Of the free agents to get with the wide receivers.
California hippies.
Well, it's actually a
Is
There's
it a
an I
chip?
in there. I
name,
just saw
Mexican
it. It's
name.
placentia. It's
Yeah.
placentia, but it literally
Placentia.
means placenta in Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's placenta.
But anyway, as far as going to the free agents, I am with JB as far as the receivers are going. But I would try to, if Betts passes those waivers, man, I get him back or Uku. I'd either get one of those two.
Right
Either
back.
one of them back would be great. Linebackers, they say the linebacker core is somebody said
Slightly improved.
Said that the linebacker core is the heart and soul of this team. I think that's a bit stretchy.
Just a bit outside.
A bit stretchy.
Look. He's so mad that Khalil Dorsey made the team, he couldn't put him on the list.
Oh my gosh.
He said, I might cut him off. That's what it was. But Khalil Dorsey is on there, by the way, guys.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben Neiman. Neiman was a UDFA guy that we picked up off of somebody else's practice squad.
Kansas City.
So,
Yep.
My placentia is stretchy.
Okay, PC, you and James are just railing them out today, ain't you?
That sounds bad. You said railing him out, and he's mentioning the placenta.
There you go.
Uku was a wave, not a cut. Yes. What I like about Dorsey is he adds to the punt return game. And I said that's why he was making it. It wasn't so much his coverage skills. It was because
versatility. Yeah.
He has versatility. And that's the same reason why.
Well, good for you, Keith, though, because you like Dorsey. I can't stand him.
Oh, PC, I can't wait to get to know you better, brother. This is great. But I thought we were cutting it off after Brandon Joseph. I really did. I thought we were only going to carry 4. I knew we'd carry 5 or 6 corners. I thought we were only carrying 4.
If you watch any consistent DC presser, whenever he throws them, Lawrence Strickland is always in his mouth when he's talking in these presses.
Pause. Semicolon. Pause.
And that's another UDFA that made the team. So that's.
I like Brandon Joseph too. He showed me a whole bunch.
Yeah, I like the again. Versatile guy, Brian Branch. You know, he played.
Corey Patterson's a goat.
Safety or slot cornerback last year. Wait, what happened?
He said, "Check it out. I got a special made jersey and got Suckfield spelled directly like that on the back. Can't wait to get it."
Oh, there you go, buddy.
That's a goat move. That's a goat move. That's a +2. That's a +2.
That's a +2.
Oh man.
Yeah, but we don't know what's going on with Iffy. They didn't put him on the IR, so that's a good thing. But doesn't mean he's going to be, playing the first game.
That could be another spot that gets opened up on the active roster because they're saying it's supposed to be some time before he comes back. They haven't said exactly what. If nothing else, it'll be a 4-week rental player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Or I mean, just roll with the guys that you got. That's probably why they kept Lawrence Strickland on top of it. I mean, Lawrence Strickland's been having a great, like I said, great training camp, great preseason. He just, and like I said, DC's been talking about him so much. So you got that going for you.
Who would I bring in for another QB? I'm hoping Jake Fromm clears waivers and ends up back on the team. That's what I'm hoping for.
From State Farm.
I tried to time it with you. That number 39, Maurice Norris, he's gone. Thank God.
Oh yeah, he was
gone. He was one of our first ones cut. He was gone. Pew!
Yeah.
I
was kind of hoping for him too, but.
When I had season tickets, some guy took an official NFL Tom Beer 40 jersey and had embroidered Miller Lite High Life 40-ounce bottle under it. It's one of the best I ever seen.
That's a
Jake,
good one. Yeah, Tom
from
Beer.
the practice squad.
Yeah. It's all right. He's insurance.
Well, everybody's still forgetting that Tom Pellisario put it out just prior to all the cuts being made. That's why nobody has 3 QBs on their roster active right now. You cannot have it. You cannot just call them up and have them active a week and stash them back on the practice squad either.
Right. He's got to be on a 53-man roster, period.
The NFLPA says once you call him up, he has to stay there.
Right. I mean, it was nothing. It's just the Lions. Just they got Suckfeld just sucked. I think that was just the final straw for them. If this was last year, they would have kept him anyway. But this is this year.
When a guy that was bagging groceries gets a phone call, comes in, learns the playbook for 3 days, and looks better for you in the quarter he played, guess what? You don't belong on an NFL roster.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I don't understand why they got so many tight ends either. That's stupid. They got like 3 good tight ends automatically, and 2 of them start. So, I mean, 2 of them could be starters. Zappy? No.
I'd bring in freaking old man Flacco before I bring in Zappy.
Flacco's a Colt.
Yeah, Flacco.
No, I'm just saying, and I'm just saying, I bring an old man in like Flacco. My bad. I bring an old man in like Flacco.
He ain't even that, James. He's just a waste of time.
It's
waste
same with
time.
I love Zappy in college, but they ruined him.
Pros. Yeah,
they ruined him.
New England.
Everybody says, "What do you mean?" They ruined Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi in the same year. How? They let Matt Patricia and Joe Judge run the offense.
Bruh, we know Matt Patricia ain't worked. Bruh, we know. You know he ain't worked.
I know. I'm just saying, you're talking about Joe Judge that damn near ruined Daniel Jones.
You're right.
And Matt Patricia, which damn near ruined an entire Lions team.
Oh man, he did. He did for 3 seasons. He did.
You're right.
Terrible. Ugh. I don't even know how he's still in the league. Bro.
Overall, am I enraged that this is our starting? This is who we have on the active roster. No. There's a couple of things that I'd have done differently. Don't say that name, laughing my ass off. Okay, Lord Voldemort. That's what we will refer to him as, or Lord Fatamort. There it is. I figured it out. Hey, did you guys see Keenan Allen lately? And how big he got this offseason?
Yeah, he's a fat cow.
You know what I said? He borrowed Lord Fatamort's Golden Corral discount card in the offseason.
Oh man, I don't see him playing the whole season, man. If I'm being honest, he's not going to play the whole season.
He gained like 35 pounds.
I think our guys are going to.
Was he trying to be a tight end?
He was doing his best impersonation of Calvin Benjamin.
Yeah, they probably told him put on some more muscle, but he didn't. That wasn't muscle he put on, man. I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck that was he put on.
Amazon currently has a lion sale for 60% off Nate Suckfeld jerseys.
I'm
60% should be like 100%.
Wait for it to get to 95. I'll buy one.
Right.
Well, yeah, you got to pay for shipping.
I want it free. I want it free.
That's why I said 95%, because then I'm paying $10. Shit.
Yeah.
Remember, you only get free shipping if it's over $100 or you have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't go be over $100. I wonder how many jerseys they made with his name on them. That's funny.
2, the one he's wearing and the one they're selling on Amazon.
Chico, it's looking like Reader is trending towards playing week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Reader's here.
So it's going to be by committee. And guess who played next to Aleem all off season with the ones at camp? It was Levi Onwuzurike. Exactly. Levi Onwuzurike and Broderick Martin is who had the number 1 snaps. So that was while Reader was out. Bring
Double
back
meat,
double
double
Oh,
cheese, double
hell
sauce.
no.
octable.
Oh my
Hell
gosh.
no. Hell no. Don't bring that dude back.
Snacks.
Get one,
What was
go
his
two
name?
for
Snacks
free.
Harrison?
Yeah, snacks. Yeah.
Yeah, Snacks Harrison. Oh man, he had showed so much promise when we traded for him that year, and we gave
Yeah.
up nothing to give him. That's the one trade that Bob Quinn did that was brilliant. Trading a fifth
Wasn't too
round
brilliant.
pick for a top
I don't.
5 defensive tackle, and it totally changed our defense through
Is
the
he
rest
even
of
in
the
the league
season.
anymore? He's not
No,
even
he's
playing
out
in
the
the league no
league.
more.
Oh,
Yeah.
snacks in here.
Snacks is gone.
Snacks went from here to the Packers, didn't make it through the offseason.
Snacks like snacks too. Yeah, Hogan Haddon also was as kind of a surprise, but I understand the reason why they signed him and got rid of Scott Daly. Scott Daly is the one trick pony. He's just a long snapper. But Hogan Haddon can also play the linebacker position as well. So you know how the Lions are, like versatility.
Yep.
So
And
there you go.
I had to go back and rewatch the first miss that Bates had on that extra point. Guess who the long snapper was? Scott Daly. Guess what was wrong about it? The
Laces
football
in.
didn't land so it could be right. So it was in the process of being spun when he kicked it. And I'm not saying that's a legit excuse, but when you're spinning that ball trying to get it in spun in time before they kick it, if it gets there as you're spinning it, that puts more spin on that ball. That's gonna make it curve.
You're right. Yep.
I'm not putting that on Scott Daly. Not doing that. Not doing it.
Fine.
Because he did well last year. So, but he's a run trick pony, and I understand why the Lions moved on from him and got Hatton in there. So that's
Burrito
cool.
Jones is the main reason why everybody thought Broderick Martin sucked.
Hey, yo.
I'm dead serious. You know, everybody would think it was Martin and they're getting 8 up on blocks, and it wasn't 98. It was fucking 96.
It was
Benito
Benito.
Jones.
Yeah.
I called him Burrito Jones for a reason, because every time he got into a one-on-one blocking situation, he was wrapped up like a hot tortilla.
There you go. So that's gonna conclude the majority of the show here. Anybody got anything else they want to add on here? Any observations of the Lions of any
Since we
team?
got the Vikings are in trouble.
That's
They
not
only kept 2 active running backs. And is it true that Dalvin Cook went ahead and signed with the Cowboys today? Did that come out?
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see anything on that.
Because he was there, and it was rumored that he was signing.
Interesting.
I haven't seen anything on there about that, because that would make news if Dalvin Cook signed, especially for the Cowboys. I didn't see that, so I don't think he has.
Okay.
He was one, and who was the other one that was supposed to be that was a free agent that was supposed to come there, and was Dalvin Cook was one of them.
That ship came and went real quick. But they said Dalvin Cook is close to signing with, this was announced just before I went live. Dalvin Cook is close to signing with the Cowboys. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was as
Don't
close.
tell me they're close. Tell me
Monday.
that they signed. Just like Ayuk was close to being traded to Pittsburgh. Okay.
James Burgess, yes. They kept Malik Willis. They cut both of their other QBs.
Well, the other QBs are trash. Well,
Pratt was decent. Clifford was trash.
Yeah, that's all right. He's all right. He played better than Clifford did, I tell you that much.
Yeah. Cowboys aren't going to be shit. I feel bad for Nealon. I wanted to support the local kid, but I'm not rooting for the damn Cowboys.
I know that's right.
Hey, you guys remember Uncle Rumble? Did you come on my draft show back in 2022 when the first day when we drafted Aiden Hutchinson? Were you there?
Man, I don't remember. I might have been.
I know that as soon as they said the pick was in, the whole chat lit up. And there was about 18 guys that said, Malik Willis is going to be the second pick. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
Aiden
I was there.
Hutchinson.
Yep, I was there.
No,
Yep.
that's Aiden Hutchinson. And I sat there, and it was like 30 seconds before Goodell hit the stage. I said, it's confirmed. It's Aiden Hutchinson. You guys are like, what?
Mm-hmm. That pick came in
Malik is a
quick.
stud. He can run like a deer, but his aim is like a smooth bore musket. Oh, that's pinpoint accurate right there, man. That's pinpoint. So Williams for the Rams, the running back, Kyrie Williams, is to return punts as well.
Oh, he's going to get hurt.
Good idea.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
He got hurt last year.
We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah. Well, with these new kickoff rules and whatnot, maybe, but I wouldn't have him back there to return a punts, man. He gonna get
What's up, Moonscar?
Moonscar, we signed him to the practice squad, which is the league minimum. And the only reason we were able to do that is because Denver still owes him $9.5 million this year. So they're paying between Russell Wilson and Tim Patrick, they're paying $48.5 million this year in guaranteed money to other people that's not on the team.
and
it
sounds so good.
Ears?
Not being a Detroit Lions team doing shit like that, doesn't it? Like we're paying fucking Flowers. We're playing, man.
In other NFC North news, I don't know if you guys heard this, but AJ Dillon is out for the season.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man.
Wow. And Marshawn Lloyd's still not healed from his injury yet either, right?
Yeah.
So now they got
Josh Jacobs. So
it's going to be Josh Jacobs and a plethora of handout guys that they're going to steal off of people's practice squads.
Right. And like you can set your watch to this clockwork with OBJ.
Is Bob Quinn the GM over there in Denver? He's still the assistant GM in Cleveland, which is why they overpaid for Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
They really reached for that guy.
On top of that, yeah, Odell Beckham's going to be out for 4 weeks. You can set your clock to that, though.
It's guaranteed 4 to 8 weeks every year he misses.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me when he signed with the Ravens last year, they said, when will he be injured? I said, the over-under is 10 steps off the tarmac. And I got it at 38 minutes. So the third quarter is where I predict it'll happen. In whatever game he finally gets moved to the active roster and plays in, Tim Patrick will be hurt by the third quarter. Book it. I said the same thing about Terrell Williams, and guess what quarter he got hurt in the second play? The third quarter.
And Ernest Jones, the linebacker who was crying about being traded, or then said, I didn't ask for a trade, but hello, you got traded anyway. He got traded to Tennessee. So whatever. Sir, I didn't ask for a trade a lot, Anyway, we'll just keep doing that.
Well, gents, this is not the final word. Things happen, mostly minor, but we've got a good grip on our core.
Mm-hmm.
Patty Grimes.
Patty, what's going on, Patty?
She went up north to the lake there in the UP today. She's up there vacationing.
All right.
And
Chance turned us on. Thank you, Patty.
She turned us on. He came in and commented because he's from Grand Blanc, right around the corner from me. And thank you for coming joining us trolls from below the bridge. All I heard was grip on core. I heard the same thing.
PC's starting to feel it. I can just see it already. He's starting to feel it. He's starting to get there, man. Him and James, man. Boy, I tell you, those two
love it,
are
man.
right.
I love the banner, man.
Bistrilla,
I love it.
You got to admit, the other night, I think it was Friday when I told you, I said, I bet you we keep 10 offensive linemen. I said that right away. I said, it's going to be 9 or 10 on the defensive line when you add in the defensive tackles. I was spot on both of them. I mean,
yeah. Well, to your attribute there, JB, I think mostly everybody thought 10 were going to be on there. It was just the 10 that were the people that were being chosen, which is the difference. That's the
I mean,
thing.
the only thing that's
Defensive line.
different is I got Duke Clemens wrong, and I admit it.
And Kaminsky and Houston weren't the two people that I wanted to be on the defensive line. But I knew Houston was going to be on there. I didn't know so much about Kaminsky. But I knew Houston because they like to stick with that guy. Anyway. Lions just picked up Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick.
That's who stole the thumb drive. That's who stole the thumb drive. It's James Houston.
There you go. It had to be transferred to somebody. I was just going to say that same thing too, JB. When I heard that he had made the list, I was like, oh, he's got something on anybody.
Yeah, he stole the thumb drive. That's why Suckfeld's gone.
He intercepted
Congratulations, James Houston. I love you again.
Hey, maybe he could be a linebacker anyway. He intercepted a pass. There you go. It's okay. It's going to work out. We're going to the Super Bowl, damn it. It's going to work out.
One way or another.
I am going to trust in Brad Holmes and company, and DC could be the lovable guy that he is, and we can get through this season, hopefully with very few injuries, and we can take this trip to New Orleans so they can see what a real football team looks like. And hey, that would be another one for Equinox. He can come there because he got cut by New Orleans. He can come back to New Orleans and be like, hey, yeah, see that you cut me. I'm on a Super Bowl team now. Bitches.
Oh, man, that'd be full circle. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I would love EQ to come here on the practice squad, earn a spot.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying sign him directly to the active roster.
Oh, no.
One of those other guys I mentioned, they 100% can come in and be the wide receiver 5 and earn something better later on in the year. But you let EQ and Tim Patrick battle it out on who makes it to be the wide receiver 6. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that. They're both, same body type. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Absolutely.
Except EQ's a little taller and hasn't been injured more than Terrell Williams.
Now taking the focus off of the wide receivers, is there anywhere else that the Lions need to go outside to look for help on? Any offense, defensive line, linebacker?
Defensive end position, I think, more than anything, is the defensive end position. We just need some more bodies in the practice squad, and I wouldn't mind if it's Andre Carter. I'm a proponent of his. I watched him play for Army. The kid has a motor. He doesn't quit. So I just want him in here. I would love to see him as a Lion.
Yeah, I would kind of go with linebacker because I feel like some of those linebackers, maybe you try them at DN. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm just asking you guys to set the edge so no runners go outside.
Not the heart and soul.
Yeah, man. Yeah, why not? I mean, I'll just keep filling up linebacker.
Not the heart and soul of the team.
I want AG to have an epiphany and let Jack Campbell do what he does and just say, hey, Anzalone, for one game only, spy that motherfucking QB.
That's it.
One time. That's it. And see if it works versus a mobile quarterback.
I want AG to develop his inner Dick LeBeau. That's what I want him to do. If he can do that, he'll be great.
I'll be happy with that, right? Have 6 of the,
that was another guy
line and just pull them back. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, that's another guy that's out there.
Hakeem Butler.
6'5", 227, runs a 4.40, has a 42-inch vertical. I want that kid here.
Mm-hmm.
Can he catch?
Drafted by Arizona, didn't work out there because they got the Keebler elf named Kyler Murray throw in there.
Can he catch?
He can catch. He was the offensive player of the year for the UFL. Yes.
Okay.
So do you now? I'm going to ask that same question because we kind of got off kilter on there. But So you don't see anything. You said linebackers, Uncle Rumble?
Linebacker. Yep. Linebackers.
Okay.
And have some of those linebackers you have now play end. What's
And
the
you
worst that
said
can
you
happen?
said defensive end.
I said defensive end just because
Yeah.
I don't think we're truly deep enough in that pass rush rotation to be able to make a difference. Pascal is flash, but he actually didn't do much this offseason. He didn't look that great at times. He got manhandled against second and third stringers, and that kind of disappointed me in him because that shouldn't happen on somebody that was considered, wow, he's so big he can almost be
A
a
fringe
defensive
starter.
tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, JB.
So a little more depth there on the practice squad. That way, if we got to rotate somebody up, we can.
Yeah, I don't know. I think defensive end is a good spot to start. Looking for people because I just don't have any faith in Davenport or Houston. I just don't.
Nope. Because, like I said, my sister, her ankle when she was in her 20s, it still bothers her now in her 50s. So if it's bothering her 30 years down the road, and she was in shape when it happened, and she was young enough where it should heal up and be fine, and it's not, I think it's going to be the same thing with Houston. Because I don't care that he's a conditioned athlete. I'm looking at the age and the regenerative factors of that age group, that 22 to 25 age group, which is right where Houston falls.
Right.
She still doesn't walk right today. She doesn't even walk right.
That's bad.
So because I've seen that for the last 30 years of my life, it's why I've said what I said about Houston. And it had nothing to do. I destroyed my ankle in high school. I'm 33 now. I roll and sprain my ankle every year since. I rolled mine at 40.
Oh, man, Fred, I'm right with you, brother. I am right with you. Because I did that in high school, too. I played football, and after my football season was over with, I went to go play basketball, and of course I was playing in the hood basketball courts, and they just put the tar on there. They made the basketball court great, but then they left that little hole around the pole of the basket, and of course I found my ass into that damn hole and sprained my ankle, and I just threw out a lot of football from that point on. So that sucked for me.
You're like, yep, I'm going to stick to the gridiron.
Quit that one. So I feel for you there, Fred. I understand what you're going through because I do the same. Yeah. It's like that for me, too. It's like if I step on a crack wrong, my ankle goes, it's like, damn, can I walk normal? Nope. Yeah, not allowed to do that.
These 2 weeks, I'm just looking for the same confidence we came in last year with. We came in last year as if we belong there. I kind of want that same confidence, and I've been hearing it from Amon-Ra and all of our guys that we expect to hear from. I need to hear it from the coaches. I need them to let me know that they're going to leave it all out there this year. AG and Ben Johnson. We talk about their third quarters last year and the second half of the football games last year. We cannot have that this year. We cannot take a half off of a football game and expect to win those games or expect our guys to come from behind week in and week out. This is it, man. This is going to be that year, whether or not we win the Super Bowl, which I'm hoping we do, but this is going to be that year. I think after this, we have to start calling for, a change in whether it be the, defensive side of the ball or whatever. I think it's going to be now or never that this team gets those repeated wins, gets to that mountaintop more than once. Because it is. I mean, Dan Campbell and Brad aren't going anywhere. They got re-signed. But those other guys, they're still vying for a coaching position of some sort. And I really hope that they bring their A game this year and they are top 10 in both of their respected categories. Top 10 offense, top 10 defense. It can happen. One one side of the ball should be able to help the other, and I think we got a good group of guys to do that, man. Get us turnovers, and then offense put points on the board. You know, like
Yeah,
I
I feel the same way.
As long as our corners can cover for more than 3 to 5 seconds at a time, we're going to get more sacks, even without great penetration. But at the same time, DJ Reader adds what we've never had next to Aleem McNeil. A space eater that can take on the double teams and occasionally get a pass rush.
Yeah.
I'm with you. 15 is not a top 15 is not good enough for me. I think we should be a top 10 defense. Absolutely. I think AG needs to do a lot better job. That goes without saying too that our corners are going to go through some hellified first starts, but you know, hey, I feel that they're going to be they're battle torn. They'll be
welcome to the league, kids. Yeah,
and on the top of that, I think Ben Johnson's third quarter's got to get better. Run the ball more. If you got to lead, run the ball more. If you look at how the roster is built too, they really didn't address the offense as much as they addressed the defense. So this year, I think a lot of things are going to fall on the defense to keep us in games or make the games go out of hand, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they said, look, we got the offenses set. So defense, step your ass up because we got stuff to do. So they can do that. I like I said, it's Super Bowl to me. I don't think there's anywhere to go but up from this point.
Right.
Yeah. Even 3/4 of that line is going to cause havoc on other teams. Everybody at 100% health. Well, as long as they're out there playing, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I don't care what bum we have opposite Hutch. If they're doubling Aleem and Reader at the same time, Hutch or the other bum is getting to the quarterback.
Right.
They should.
Because that's putting them in one-on-one situations. And you put Aiden Hutchinson and his inside spin move on a right tackle somewhere, it's over.
It's over. It's over because with the OVA. Over.
His inside spin move, what I saw at camp, looks better than it did last year, and they called it elite. His outside even got better because guess what? When he does it, he doesn't look like he's dizzy and lost his focus. I think somebody taught him how to do that dancer head snap when you spin.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I talk when I say that? Like when the ballet women and men, whatever, when they do their pirouettes and they're spinning real fast, their head stays focused on a point in the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when they spin, it doesn't move until their shoulders physically do not let them move it. And they spin around the other way really quick back to that spot. That's to stop that vertigo feeling that you get when you spin too fast.
Mm-hmm.
I love these Hitchcock references, man. You guys are killing it today, man.
I had to go vertigo. I mean, he went
vertigo.
He had to do the good evening. And let's look back in the rear view mirror. And talk about last year. You want to know what our coaches need to work on? It's the same thing. We did it all year. Third quarter.
Yep.
The third quarter. I don't care if it was regular season, postseason, whatever. We averaged in the other 3 quarters to be the 4th best scoring offense and the 10th best scoring defense for the other 3 quarters. In the third quarter, we were 19th in scoring and 32nd in scoring defense in the third quarter.
Yeah.
That means even the bum-ass Panthers were better than us as a scoring defense in the third quarter.
That means top 10 is not out of question. They just got to clean up that third quarter, man. Like you said, start fast, go halftime, start fast again, man. Get these guys reinvigorated. Get these guys going again.
PC Payload, we played 20 games last year, right?
Yeah.
3 in the playoffs, 17 in the regular season.
Yeah.
We had 8 first downs in the third quarter all year. 8.
Oh my gosh.
Just get
Woo.
first downs more than 10. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that is the third quarter. When they're scoring in the third quarter.
19th in the
man.
league. 19th in the league. You know who was better at scoring in the third quarter than the Lions?
18 others.
Two 7-win teams. The Bears and the Vikings.
Oh, God. That hurts me more than you say that.
Yeah, that's wow.
That's terrible, man. But we'll get better. I just feel it's going to be better season for them all around. Both of the offense and the defense should be top 10. I know the offense is going to be at least top 5 again. Top 10 defense. I'm sorry. I got my expectations set high on the defense. They got to play that way.
Right.
We got to play that way.
We don't have some of those same run stoppers we used to have. Yeah, I know, as Undone. We were shocked about it too.
What's up, Undone?
But at the same time, we don't have the same run stoppers. John Kaminsky is out for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Isaiah Buggs is gone, and he won't be back in the NFL because he's breaking rocks in the hot sun of Alabama.
Good grief.
Right where that bum belongs, in jail, in an internment camp.
Oof.
And you know what? He hasn't even been judged yet on the whole assault and battery home invasion thing.
He's in Alabama. Yeah, he's been judged.
No, all he's been judged on is letting his dog die while he was on vacation.
Oh man, yeah, oh my gosh, he's done so.
I'm saying he's going to be doing probably 2 to 5 years of hard labor camp is what I'm getting at. Yes, but at the same time, do you really consider day 3 picks a bust?
No,
Anybody?
Day 3 picks. No, day 3
picks are project players. They're either going to make it or they're not.
Right.
And that's who James Mitchell was. But again, he was one of those guys who we got injured. You know, we kind of drafted him injured, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm just tired of that. I need somebody who we draft and come in immediately. That's why I like Sione Vaki. I think he's going to come in. I think we're going to see a wrinkle from that rookie, just like we did with Brian Branch last year.
I don't want Bugs anywhere near this roster.
Oh, work release? Nah, bro. Nah.
Yeah, it was the surprise. Him and Ukwu both.
Unless he's doing security for.
No, I don't want him doing security.
Nah, I don't take that back. Nah,
not security either.
Not
Speaking of which, I gotta say this. In the preseason game against the Steelers, and this is the only mistake Isaiah Williams made in a game. I think it was, Hooker threw a pass to Isaiah, bounced off his hands into guess whose arms? Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton went off to the sideline and started yelling like he was the man. Dude, you ain't playing here for a reason.
Okay. Wait. So he's a starter who was bragging about a rookie throwing a ball to another rookie to another. Yeah, nah, he's old news, man. Nobody cares.
Why did they cut Pico if Martin is hurt? Because Pico sucked.
Pico was okay.
That's all he was. That's sucky compared to everybody else on the roster that we kept.
I'm upset at how. Yeah, okay. I'm upset at just how Sutton did that in that preseason game. I do remember that now. But like we didn't give him every opportunity to be great here. You know what I mean? And I hope we do play them in some form or fashion again. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but dog sitter. That's where I was going to go with it. I lost my train of thought, man.
Yeah, that's what just the whole Bugs thing just had me remind me about that whole situation.
I don't think Holmes gives up draft capital for anybody. And I've said this. If he's going to make a trade, we're trading a player. We're not trading draft capital. It'll be a player for player or a better player to get like an okay player and a better pick type of thing.
Look, we already don't have a third round pick.
Right.
So for next year. So I'm definitely saying they ain't trading for nobody. They got to be like Meyer, Walmart cheap.
His undone's with me and Uncle Rumble. Tim Patrick, 31, torn ACL, torn Achilles. Why
Yep.
fans hyping him up?
Yep. Don't care. 2 first names. That did enough.
No,
That's enough for me.
that's good though. But Bugs owned 2 Rottweilers, and he went on an extended vacation with his girlfriend. And while they were gone, they supposedly hired somebody to take care of their dogs. The guys never showed up, and one of the dogs was so emaciated they ended up having to put him down. So that's what happened. And in the state of Alabama, if you are the owner, it doesn't matter if you pay somebody else. If your dog has to be put down due to neglect, it's your fault. Whether you have a receipt, whether you had your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunt, and your uncle living with you, if they weren't taking care of the dogs, it's your dogs, it's your fault.
Alabama don't mess around with them dogs. Can I pet your dog? I want to pet your dog.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's it's some humans that's just irresponsible human. That's like, if you can't raise a dog, you certainly shouldn't be having kids.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And then a month after he comes back and finds out his dog had to be put down, he gets the other one back from the place. Him and his girlfriend gets in a fight. He goes and breaks in her apartment and tries to kill her.
Dumbass.
Nothing but the dog in him. Hey, I'm yeah, man.
Yeah, so Rottweiler is an amazing, smart animal. I remember the first time I saw a Rottweiler in person. I always saw him in movies and stuff like that, but nobody I knew had one. I was in the Army, and the squad leader invited us over for a barbecue. And I'm walking up to his gate. His gate came up to my chin. I'm 5'10", so that's a good-sized gate. I could have swore that a lion just stuck its head over the top of the gate and looked me right square in the eyes as I'm standing there ready to walk in. And here's this big-ass Rottweiler head. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait.
I think we run the ball just as much as we did last year.
Yeah, we're going to run the ball just as much as we did.
And I also think that these guys are going to be moving. I think those guys are going to be moving. We're going to see some wrinkles in this offense that kind of like we saw last year. A lot of misdirection type stuff, like somebody's in motion.
Going to have a field day with offense this year.
Especially if like Rocky's in there, you're going to be like, oh, the rookie, he's getting the ball, and it's going to go to somebody like Hess on a freaking end around. You're going to be like, wait, what?
So here he goes, old dirty dog. Yes, I'll tell you what, I am an old dirty dog. I'm 53 years old. When I first started out being in this world in my 20s, I had 3 babies by 3 mamas. You know why? Because I was poking them all for fun, and they took me serious. I was a dog.
Oh my God.
And James Burgess, we are on that same page with Brian Branch. I think he's going to have an immaculate season. I think that dude's going to be taking the safety world by storm.
It should be fun, man. I think
he's going to be laying. He's going to be laying rocks on people, boy.
Woo! Yeah.
Last year it was 3. Over under. How many knees is Kirby biting this year? Last year it was 3.
I say 6. I think 6 in a 17-week. Yeah, 6.
Well, he played all 17 last year, and it was 3. I'm going to go with 5.
He's going to get Caleb. He already got Aaron Rodgers. I think he gets Caleb, and I think he gets Jordan Love this year. I think that's on his mantle. He wants that on his mantle. So I'm gonna go with 6.
I think that he actually gets fined one time this season too. He's gonna get a fine this season for hitting somebody.
That's why they got Branch back there, though. You let him
Orlando
hit.
Escobar's the
You
reason
can
why.
have 2 hard-hitting safeties. What are you talking about? Shit.
Let him
What's
hit.
funny, you know why you heard nothing about our linebacker room? Rodrigo, Barnes, Anzalone, and Campbell never played a snap in the offseason. Not one. All we did was UDFAs and late round guys and everything else trying to make the team from other rosters.
You know why we didn't hear nothing about them, Orlando? Because they're the heart and soul of the team. That's why. So I was told.
Who told you this?
Beat writer.
Oh.
He said
Man,
it's the heart
they
and soul
really
of the
love
team.
using hard soul, man.
The heart and soul of this team
heart
is
and soul
the
of the-
trenches. I don't care
Yeah.
what anybody says.
Defensive line on the defense.
When
Defensive and
PFF sits
O-line.
there,
Yeah,
the day
O-line and
after we
D-line.
signed Reader, and free agency was coming to a close, the day after we signed Reader, they said, best defensive interior duo. Guess who was number one?
A Lehman Reader.
Aleem and Reader.
I believe
Why?
it.
Because Reader was 7th against the run last year, and Aleem was 9th. Aleem was 15th in pass rushing, and Reader was 10th.
All
All right,
PC.
PC
You
Payload.
put that together,
Thanks
that
for
is a
coming on, man.
top defensive interior line.
Yeah. That's why I expect all kinds of good stuff from the defense this year.
And you got Hutch moving up and down the line. So
you got
they can play.
like I said, they fixed this perfectly with the defense. You got guys, you got Aiden Hutchinson. Doesn't make a difference about you're right. Davenport and whoever the fuck they got on that side of the field don't make a difference. If they got those 3 playing consistently in every game, they're going to help that secondary. They're definitely going to help the linebackers cause in a defense. And that should shape everything up. They did this perfectly, how they built the defense. AG, that's why I say AG has got no excuse this year. None.
Especially,
Unless everybody gets hurt, that's the only excuse he's got. Other than
Don't
that,
say
he ain't
that.
got no excuse.
They'll be all right.
and
right.
here's the other thing that everybody forgets about. Even prior to when we got more aggressive, we blitzed from the nickel corner or the safety position. I think it was a league leading 32% of the time last year. And that was before we got aggressive. They added in the linebackers and the Viper blitzes and everything else. Once Dan Campbell said, hey, AG, start doing it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after the Chicago game. Dan Campbell came out there in that presser and said, I need to put my hands on this defense. We are not aggressive enough. And it changed immediately.
What's up, Smoking Dad?
Smoking Dad. Oh, gotta get that groove going again.
Seems I'm always late.
That's why I'm getting the soundboard just for you,
Smoking
JB.
Dad, man. We appreciate you, man.
Up there, I want to
Thanks
play
for-
that damn music.
Every superhero needs a damn music.
I didn't see Buddy Conquito tonight, or we'd have had the little Mexican tune I got. You know, this one.
Yeah. You can't hear it, but that's okay. I know which one you talk about because you played it before. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't come through on your end?
No.
Ah.
That's why I said I gotta get a soundboard, JB, so I can be like you.
I will send you a link to it later where I got it from.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. String D line looking pretty good in my eyes. Piecing went to starters. Yeah. And they looked all right. At times they were great. At times they were just getting beat the fuck up on. So, but that's second and third stringers. So, I mean, what do you expect?
When they were getting beat the fuck up on, guess who you were playing? First stringers.
First stringers. Well, yeah, against Pittsburgh and Kansas City at first, but then they played most of the game. They played all the games. So,
right.
They still didn't have their moments.
I'm just saying, when the first stringers were in, nobody in that defense looked good. Nobody. Because we had second stringers out there. The only thing we did good was we held Pat Mahomes to 0 touchdowns again. Something we've been doing in Detroit now for 3 out of 4 years.
Well, I know one thing. That offensive line against Pittsburgh was getting blasted. Now, and that was a combination of Hooker holding on to the ball, the receivers not getting open, and the offensive line basically not blocking well. But, I mean, still, 5 sacks. 5 sacks. Come on,
I know,
guys.
it
You
was
got to do
bad.
better. When I saw those 3 in a row, I was like, come on. What are you guys doing? Trip somebody at least. Jesus. Get a penalty. Don't get your quarterback killed every time you go out there. But anyway, they'll be all right. It's not like the whole second string offensive line is going to, or defensive line is going to replace the whole first string defensive line. That's not the point. It's individuals in that line making up for whoever gets injured, you know. So, yeah, that happens. He is, and I don't understand why they got him signed, but I guess because he's a draft pick, they had signed him. So,
And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we did. That happened,
and
and
what's
we
your
don't
point?
deny it. What's the point?
I don't understand the point of that, broski.
They
You're
didn't
just
have
trying to
Bryce
make
Young
everything-
then, so it didn't matter.
You're still here. We're here. You're here. So that's not changing.
You're absolutely right. Goff does need to teach Hooker that timing thing with his passes. He doesn't quite have it yet. He does not throw it as hard as Matt Stafford did, but at the same time, it comes in fast like Stafford's did. And he's got to learn when to put the touch on the football, is what I notice on his short and intermediate throws.
Well, folks, we are going to wrap this up for this evening's Nothing But the Smoke. Thank you again for all the people that chimed in. Keito, Broski Bear, James, Ken, Orlando. Man, there's a whole plethora of y'all. And I love it that you came out here. PC, guys are awesome. Guys are awesome. They kept the chat flowing. They kept the show going. Y'all are awesome. And of course, to our guy, Smoking, Jeremy B., who's got great knowledge. Thank you for coming on this show, Jeremy B. It's appreciative.
Yes, sir. It's been
I
fun,
love being
man.
on your show, man, and I'm glad that you came on ours. I hope this is something that's regular, out and out through the season. We try to change up, every show, but I would like to have you on here again too, man. You've been
100%. I had fun. I like it. I like the fact that you guys are like me. You like your freedom of speech too.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not affiliated with anybody, so
nope.
Yeah, I get it. But great show. I am honored that you asked me to be a part of it, and it was a lot of fun because when we had to talk our shit, we talked our shit. When we had to talk football, we talked football.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
I want to say this one more time for everybody in the chat. How often have you ever heard the Lions on the cover of any Super Bowl preview prior to the season? When?
Right.
When's the last time you heard it? I can name the year. 1991.
You mean this cover?
That cover.
Wow. I still got to get my copy too, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to find.
Mine's coming,
I checked at the store tonight.
I already got mine on the way. So
yeah, it's probably hard to find up there, but here.
You think it would be hard in Nevada?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll try to grab some
Did you guys
for
see
you boys.
the one where it had almost everybody on the team around that car? That
picture? Yeah, I saw that too. I saw different variations of it. I saw where they had like 3 of the offensive players around the car, and then they had 3 defensive players around the car, then they had the whole team, then they had a mixture of people. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So on that note, y'all have a very good rest of your evening. We are only how many days away from football? 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 days. 13 less than that. Less than that.
Yeah,
12 days. 12 days from football.
You started talking
Sunday
about
night.
days. It reminded me of something that I haven't reminded everybody of.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
It has been 616 days since the last regulation game that Aaron Rodgers threw a pass to anyone not named Kirby Joseph.
All right. See, I love that. That's awesome. So for me, Bistro the Thriller, Uncle Rumble, and of course, our distinguished guest, Smokin' Jeremy B. Good evening.